Give me a beat. So I wanted to try an experiment that I thought of. In the van life, all I have to cook with is this camp stove. But being someone who actually likes to cook, I actually miss having an oven, and I really had a taste for some roasted vegetables. And so that's the that's the reason for the beets. Now, I thought of this and I don't know how effective it's going to be, but I'm going to cut up these beets, parboil them first, then cut them up, then, season them, marinate them in olive oil, and try to roast them on my camp stove. So, Lord, don't let my van burn to the ground. Amen. Here it goes. The temperature changes immediately when you cut this thing on. I can feel it from where I am. But I've got it on high just so I can get the water boiling. And then once it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it down low and let the beets boil for a few minutes. And that'll be it. Parboiling. Okay, so first of all, I don't like the idea of using this in here, even with the doors open and the fan blowing. But I was able to finish parboiling the beets. I'll cut them up. I'm going to season them up, marinate them in the olive oil, and then put them inside, wrap them up inside of aluminum foil, and then roast them on top of my cook stove. But for this, I think I'm going to take it outside because this is really weirding me out. All right, we're outside now. It's a nice little park. Just a tip on these Coleman one burner stoves. They heat up super fast. It wasn't even a few seconds before I started hearing sizzling from inside. But anyway, yeah, I don't want this happening on the inside of the van, so that's why I had to take it outside. Keep it safe. Okie dokie. Well, I decided to take the vegetables off of the flame itself and put it on my pan. It was just weirding me out how smoky it was getting, and then the pan cut off because, not the pan, the stove cut off, I think is a safety feature because some of the beets fell out and onto the stovetop, so the stovetop cut off and then wouldn't cut back on until I took the beets off. So that's a nice safety feature. I didn't mean for this to be a review of the Coleman cook stove, but thank you, Coleman. I would recommend this to any first-time van lifers. I would also recommend that you do not roast vegetables inside your van, especially on direct heat. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'm gonna eat this and call it a day. In conclusion, I discovered that I really do not like having a butane stove lit inside of my van, especially not on the bed. That being said, the beets did turn out pretty good. I would suggest, if you were going to cook stealthily inside your van, not to use either a butane or a propane stove. Maybe invest in an induction cooktop, which is an option. Otherwise, I was just too weirded out by the fact that there's like an open fire inside of my van. Even though I made sure everything was, all the windows were down and the doors were open, it just still not a good idea. So that's your public service announcement from Tasha. Because the more you know. Just imagine a rainbow going